Oi, oi. Well, as promised, something a little bit different for this month. Tell you what, Alan Blair would be in his element right now, wouldn't he? Slow sinking bread, loads of different species. This is prime snake territory. Hopefully it's not an alligator. Oh, Jesus, burnt my hands off. Well, as you can see by the backdrop, I am surrounded by scenery that is nothing short of epic. Well, you'll have to excuse my nakedness, but it's too hot for clothes. Someone's got an Harry on. Bloody hell, look at the size of that. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Carp on, carp on. Yeah! That's what we're coming for, isn't it? Lovely, jubbly. It's absolutely drenched, mate. I've got all fresh clothes on and everything. Wow, how big? Well, it doesn't matter when you're not catching fish when you get to see something like that. Yo, yo, yo. Well, back to the grey old skies of England. I won't lie to you, that was very hard dragging myself away from paradise. But funds had run out and it was time to get home and try and get my fishing head back on. Now, before we get into this month's show, there's a couple of things I just needed to go over. First of all, the release date from the show is going to change. It's now going to be the first Sunday of every month, and the reason for that is I'm hoping that if it aligns with people's pay week, then there might be a chance of getting more contributions, because they've actually been the lowest they've ever been the last couple of months, which is understandable. At the end of the day, I know people's priority is not paying for a channel which they don't have to pay for if they don't want to. But obviously the reason I want to keep it on YouTube is so that it gets out to as many people as possible. The main reason I started this channel was because I wanted to push fishing onto people for their mental health. There's no doubt about it, you know, it is very beneficial for us to be outdoors, out in nature's energy, you know, seeing the sunset, sunrises, stars, all of that, but also the kind of meditation that it offers as well, because when you're fishing you tend to switch off from everything else in life and you're just fully absorbed in the moment, which again is very good therapy for us. So yeah, that's the reason why I wanted to start the channel, and the reason why I wanted to keep it on YouTube is because I've had so many messages from people who've thanked me for giving them the buzz back to get back out on the bank, because they've found it to be you know, really good for them, and they found that they're a lot happier as a result of that. So I would not get them messages, I would not be able to tap into those people if it was you know, on a subscription website and had a paywall there. So that is why I like to keep it on YouTube. I do understand it's a lot to ask for people to contribute towards something that they could actually get for nothing. However, you know, thankfully there are some very good people out there who respect what I do and enjoy it and like to contribute as a result of that. It is a very, very tiny percentage, like 0.0 something or other. So obviously I am playing the numbers game, and as a result of that, even if you can't afford to support the channel financially, you can support it massively simply by subscribing, which costs nothing, just a click of the button, commenting, or obviously sharing it as well, because YouTube recommends it to more people from the more, you know, the more response it gets, the more people YouTube puts that out to, if that makes sense. So yeah, I am playing the numbers game, and you can help me with that numbers game simply by subscribing to the channel. I think it's only like 20% of the people who watch the channel are subscribed, but it's literally, it costs nothing at all. You just got to find the subscribe button, click that, and you're there. Same goes with comments. If you leave any comments below the video, all of that helps it to get a bit of traction and get out to more people. So massive thanks in advance for anyone who supports it in any way, shape or form. There's two options to support it. You could either pay by PayPal, the address is on the screen now, or bank transfer. Now, the people who've already set up a bank transfer, I need you to change them details if possible to the new ones that are on the screen now. Reason being is I've got to close that account, and I can't do so until I stop getting payments to it. So yeah, if you could change that, that would be massively appreciated. Oh, right, sorry about this stupidly long intro. Should we get on with the show? Yeah, let's do it. I need to get out of this cold, grey, miserable weather. Let's get a bit of sunshine on the go, shall we? Sit back and enjoy. Oi, oi. Well, as promised, something a little bit different for this month. As you can see from the background behind me, we are not in England, and it's definitely not winter here. We're in Thailand, one of my favourite countries on the planet. Been here many times now, but haven't been here for at least 4 years, so yeah, desperately needed a break. Out here for, well, about 3 weeks in Thailand and about 3 weeks in Indonesia. This week we've just been sort of chill. Well, I've been here, what, 48 hours or so far. Just been chilling on a little island called Koh Lanta, which again, one of my favourite islands within the country. Super chilled out here, really nice people, and yeah, lovely surroundings. So we thought whilst we're here, we'd check out the local lakes on the island. And there was one just up the road, which was the original plan, called Park Life, but when we got there, it's all shut down, no one about, couldn't see any fish in the lake. So the taxi driver brought us just a little bit further up the road to this lake, which probably, I don't know, only about an acre or so, and we've got no idea what's in here, but we've just put some bread out, and the owner's come along and put some, oh, is that a baby snakehead? Looks like it might be, actually. Yeah, little baby snakehead, James. Yeah, he's just come and put a load of bait out. I didn't even see what it was, but there's loads of like goldfish now going nuts, and some slightly bigger fish having a go. So yeah, we've got a few different bits and pieces with us. Bait wise, we're a little bit limited. We've got some pepper army, some boilies, we've got some soft jelly lures and some like bigger plugs. So we've got a few different options. It's really hot, mega hot, but what beautiful scenery. Look at that jungly mountain behind there. Gorgeous. Right, let's try and get some fish. I need to get a rod sorted out. James is just priming them up. They're having it, eh? Sweet, right. Let's have a little dabble. I don't think there's going to be any big ones in here, but a bit of sport perhaps. Well, I've had a few little knocks on the float. Seen some other little species that look like some kind of carp of some kind. Someone's just turned up with a few rods, so hopefully he's going to show us how it's done. Look at that, James is in. What you got, mate? First fish of the trip.
There you go.
Oi, oi. Well, there we go. First one for me. James has had 3 different species so far. I was messing about trying to catch bigger fish in the deeper water, but yeah, to no avail. So got on the sinking bread and yeah, caught my first little one. Wicked. Right, let's get him back and see if we can catch something a little bit bigger. Happy days. Whee! Local hospitality at its best. Fresh coconuts. Oh, that is so good, and so good for you as well. What amazes me about coconuts is you'll like see them growing on the road. They'll be like 6 foot high, but there's no roots coming out of them. So all of that growth has come purely from everything that's inside this, which just shows how good it is for you, really, doesn't it? Oh, all the natural electrolytes and all that shizzle. Oh, can't get enough of it. Amber nectar. Oh, so good. Anyway, we're paying by the hour, so I best crack on, innit? Tell you what, Alan Blair would be in his element right now, wouldn't he? Slow sinking bread, loads of different species. Oh, nearly had one straight away there. Oh, he's come back for it. Oh, struck out of his mouth. After the initial feed up where he chucks sort of, well, I don't know, a good few kilos of floating stuff in, they've sort of quietened off a bit now. I suppose because we've caught a few as well, but they're probably pretty full. Oh, there's a little catfish down there. I wonder if he's here up for a bit of bread. Oh, straight away, look, as soon as it hit the water. Go on, boys. That's them little carpy, ruddy type things. Go on, have it. Oh, there's speedy coming out. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeehaw! Right, so this time we have got a tilapia, I believe. They like eating these things, but I tried them once in the Amazon and they weren't particularly nice, to be honest. But different horses for different courses. No, for you. Your fish, you catch. So here we go, local style, showing us up. Not sure what he's got on, but it's actually having a little pull. Although the rod might have something to do with that, but no, it's definitely bigger than anything else we've hooked today. Go on, son. Lubbly jubbly. Hooked in the side. That's foul looks. Can't count that, mate. No, sorry, can't count that, bro. Look at that. Old landing net. Old landing basket. Innovation in the nation. Yeah, hooked in the cheek. Sorry, bro, you can't count that. You know that, do you? On closer inspection of what was actually being thrown into the lake, I could see that it wasn't ground bait or floating pellets at all. In actual fact, it was some kind of insect's nest which had been dug up out of the ground. And yeah, the dirt would float and the small little eggs and larvae and flies would come off of that. And yeah, as you can imagine, the attraction was obviously irresistible to the fish. And yeah, without doubt, it created one hell of a feeding frenzy. Interesting stuff. So back on Koh Lanta, yeah, we've come back to that little lake that we were going to have a go on the first time we went freshwater fishing, and yeah, just put some bread out and a few of these things were coming up and taking them, and a couple of like grass carpy type fish, and within a short amount of time we've managed to hook one. But I've managed to lose my net on my travels, so I'm going to have to try and get in and do it by hand. Hopefully there's no snakes or anything down there. I've heard that this is prime snake territory.
Come on, Joe. Paco.
Is it?
I think it's a Paco.
Yeah, lovely.
In the family anyway, it's
Bronze,
got them teeth.
bronzy colours. Lovely, yeah, Paco. Little bit of bread. Size 8 Kamakura barbless. Nailed. Happy days. Yeah, funny little thing there. Whew, sweating up here. We've got another one on, looks like the same type of fish, but this one looks a little bit lighter in colour. But yeah, you have to get them going a little bit first, sort of putting bread in different parts of the lake so that they can build their confidence up, and then once they start taking them, go and have a little go. Yeah, it's quite nice colours, this one actually. Something else following it. What's going on? Look, something down there. Something. I don't know if it's one of his mates or what. There was another fish right next to it. Hopefully it's not an alligator. Oh, he's off again. Funny little teeth, that. Oh, it's gone. Slow sinking bread. Oh, tell you what though, it's pretty weak bread. Oh, dummy. Yeah, bit the hook off. Is he? Yeah. Wah, wah, wow. Well, at the far end of the lake now, we were going to leave, but we had put some bait in here earlier. They've obviously been having a free munch, because as soon as I chucked another couple of handfuls of cat biscuits in, they're on it. Party's done. Here we go, here we go. Oh. Here we go. Go on. Oh, no, the biscuits, not bread. Go on, he's going. Yeah. Well, learnt my mistake, because took off the light line I've got 40-pound fox braid on there now, so should be alright with the teeth hopefully, but shouldn't tempt fate I guess. I don't know what these fish are, but they're the same ones we're catching. Some kind of pacu type thing. Aside from that, we've seen some little grass carp and some milkfish, but they seem to be few and far between. Yeah, these ones are a little bit more receptive to a bit of grub. Almost got the colours of a rainbow trout in some way. I don't think the light gets it. I think it might be the biggest one I've had yet today. Oh Jesus, it burnt my hands off. Friction burn. He was not ready, was he? Yeah, that Nash net would have come in handy today. Not sure where that's ended up. The trouble is, you can't really get hold of them, they're like a blooming lump of butter. So once you get the hook out, they're off. Right, hook is out. Try and get in front of his face. Wicked, nice bit of sport. Right, we're going to get him back and go and have a bit of grub, because we are sweating buckets. Yeah. While on Koh Lanta, a few friends joined us who were also travelling, decided to go out and try our luck at a bit of sea fishing. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, one flew over the cuckoo's nest. But yeah, unfortunately, other than one big thing which I lost, which managed to snap the line, all we caught was a few small bits and pieces and one little baby barracuda. But we had a good laugh, well, most of us did, apart from the old boy Matthew, who got seasick all day and yeah, wasn't feeling too great. I also thought I'd have a little go on a kayak one evening, so I paddled out during sunset and then stayed out till after dark. Had a little bit of a nightmare at one point, it could have been a lot worse. I basically was looking at these little fish in the torchlight that were coming up to the boat, and one of them had like little wings. It looked really cool, so I was kind of dipping my head down to get a bit closer to it, lost my balance and was suddenly in the sea. It was a bit of a struggle to get back on the boat, and whilst trying to do so, I managed to get 2 treble hooks stuck in my leg. So yeah, it was a little bit of a hairy situation, which could have been a lot worse, but I'm still here to tell the story now, so all's good in the hood. As you can see by the backdrop, I am surrounded by scenery that is nothing short of epic. An absolutely stunning fishery surrounded by mountains. Today we're at exotic fishing in Thailand, and as you can see, a stunning place. Not just a lovely place, but it's also packed full of a huge variety of different species which grow to monster proportions. So extremely excited about what might be happening in the next couple of days. I'm here to fish with my best mate James, and we're going to be sharing a swim, sharing the rods, working as a team, and hopefully we'll be getting in amongst some of these special prizes. The sun's just come up over the mountain, I'm already starting to sweat. Let's get some rods out and try and catch one. Right, well, the rods are out in the water, but not by us. The guy doesn't speak particularly good English, and he just come along and got 4 rods out, but we're going to have a word, I think, because obviously we're fishermen. We can't be having other people casting our rods out and just us winding the fish in. So yeah, have a word with Mike when he comes round and make sure he knows that we want to do our own fishing. Obviously you get a lot of people come here that, you know, are inexperienced, so you know, it's easier for them, for the guys to do the work and them to reel the fish in. And obviously these guys know what they're doing as well, so it's worth taking note, but ultimately we want to be casting ourselves. Mega hot, I've already got a sweat on. It's a factor 30 on. Oh, it's a lovely day. Come on the carp. Bloody hell. How big was that? Well, you'll have to excuse my nakedness, but it's too hot for clothes. Don't worry, I've got my shorts on. Right, so yeah, we're a couple of hours in now. Had one small one fall off, keep getting some funny little bites, but it's not surprising. They're massive hooks, they're not particularly sharp, and you're not using a big weight. You have to use a short hook link in here, sort of 8 inches, because they don't want the Arapaima to get deep hooks, because they can die like that. So yeah, I think the fish are probably getting away with it constantly in here, and also there's a lot of small fish in here too, so ideally I think we need to get like a good amount of bait out on a spot and try and work an area. We haven't actually got a load yet, we need to try and get a load of pellets off of Mike, but dropped one down off of these pads down to the right here, and that's a spot that we can keep putting bait into consistently. Obviously we've got a marker, and then obviously got the aerator behind, so that's going to pull fish in for sure. I reckon it should just be a matter of time, but I think we're going to have a little play around. They also catch them on bubble floats, fishing just below the surface in here, so that could be a good one. They put out a load of pellets. Obviously the small fish come up, go for the pellets, and then the bigger fish come and strike at the smaller fish. So yeah, we've got a few different things we can play around with. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a bit of work. I don't think it's been fishing its socks off lately. Something to do with the temperatures. But exciting stuff. I mean, looking at here, occasionally you just see this massive, well, it's just done it just as I said that, massive great Arapaima comes up, and they come up for air, and then tail goes over, you just see that fleck of red. Yeah, it's super exciting. I'll be a right buzzer with hook into one of them. Oi, I've got one on up there. Right, we had a little chat with Rambo, local knowledge, and he reckons that if we're going to hook a carp, chances are it's going to be out in the open water out here, but if we want an Arapaima, there's a good chance of that over to the right. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get a spot going out here, made a few balls up ready, and then fish 2 rods on that, and what we'll do is we'll sort of mark it with the elastic, you know, cast it, mark it up, and then obviously aim for that and try and get a sort of rough spot going as tight as we can. Someone's got an Harry on.
Didn't like how to say that.
It's going again now. Look at them vortexes.
It's a body. Strange.
Boys are ready for action. Oh, bloody hell, look at the size of that. We're going to need a bigger boat. Oh my God, that is an absolute monster. Would you look at the size of that? Wow. Wow, that is unbelievable. High five. So it looks like I've got a little aerator here. Give it plenty of oxygen to recover. Back she goes. 120 kilos these guys are estimating this one at. They don't weigh them because it's not safe to. So yeah, a guesstimation in the nation. Whee! Well, it was all getting a bit sweaty and uncomfortable, to be honest with you. Sun cream dripping in your eyes, stinging, sweat everywhere and ground bait and everything else. So we put in a little request for the universe for a bit of natural aircon, and we've got it. Lovely tropical downpour. Not sure exactly what effect it's going to have on the fishing, but can't make it much worse because it's been pretty slow so far. We are trying though, been working the rods and the spots, so yeah, hopefully at some point it's going to happen. That Arapaima next door was an absolute joke. They reckon about 120 kilos, but I reckon it was more. Absolute monster. If we can get one of them in, we'll be absolutely over the moon. But first of all, we've got to hook one. Oi, oi. Well, it's taken a while, but we've just got our first absolute ripper of the day. First proper bite. There's an area out there where we've kept seeing harries. And yeah, wanged a single chicken out there. And got a bite. I don't think it's a harry, but I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you, because I'm not experienced with such things. Might need double line. That's pretty big enough for a harry. I don't know what that is. Oh, is it packer or something? Excuse the language. Don't know what it is. Yeah. Sorry about that, we were getting in, eh? There's a man. He's not big, but he's got some power to him. What's the name again?
Tambaki.
Right, there we go, my first tambaki. Pulled like an absolute steam train considering the size of it. But yeah, they've got mental little teeth on them. Almost like human teeth, so you've got to be a little bit careful of them, by all accounts. But wicked, look at him. Sweet, right, well, hopefully the next one will be a monster. Go on, son. Yeehaw. Oi, oi, Savaloy. James is in. Wasn't long after that last one, to be fair, only about 20 minutes later. And all the other rods we're working with a bit of bait, and this one's on a single chicken heart. Smashed out to the middle. Can't beat a single. Catch them by surprise, don't they? There we go. Same, but different for James.
Happy days.
Mega. Well, I think we hooked something big now. Right hand rod off the pump. I ran there a little while ago and chummed it up with a load of mix of pellets and chopped fish and some of their ground bait, which is basically rice powder, I believe. Brutal this is. Extreme fishing. Oh, I can't believe the power of these things. I don't think it's even a monster, to be honest. He's got loads of weight to it now, but when he wants to go, whoo, can he go? Beautiful scenery, lovely tropical shower. Woo. He's having a tear up, still not seen it. Got any colour? Oh, colour, there you go, red tail. Not a big one, but nice to get one. Happy days. Whoop, whoop. Well, as I said, not actually a big one at all. Caught them a lot bigger at Gillam's before, but that power is just immense. Catches you off your guard every time, and yeah, my arm's already hurting. What am I going to be like if we hook a big one? When we hook a big one. Right then, mate, go on, back you go. That's right. Oh, then put some welly into it, mate. Well, I was just about to move a rod and it sort of zzz, just as I sort of picked it up, and I thought, hang on, what's going on here? And then it sort of ripped out of my hands, and it's James's turn, so he is in battle.
That's gone under those lines.
Should be alright, floating. Pull out, don't they? Well, James has just put his fish back, and the bottom rod off the aerator is gone. I don't know what we've got. I don't think it's a giant, but it's putting like bet. That's like all seems to, you know. Tell you what, this arm's going to be big by the time we leave if it carries on like this. Someone had a massive Mekong out here the other day and they were playing it for 2 hours. What do you think? Round by red tail?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, I just saw the red tail, bit of colour. It's a bit bigger than the last one. Well, after a bit of oxygen, this fellow is more than ready to go back. Look at him, mega creatures. Look how red that tail is, absolutely awesome. And they fight like, as I said before, the F word. Right, well, I think we might have something special on now. Just smashed it over to a spot we've not fished all day, and literally it went within about 30 seconds.
It's weighty. Away from the aerator though.
Nice.
Sweet.
Look at that view. Hauling monsters surrounded by mountains draped in mist. Wow. Sorry, bro. Lost in the moment there. Oh, can't be a Harry, can it? Not, not big enough. not enough swell. Red tail, big one, eh? Yeehaw!
Going off.
Bigger. They're getting bigger.
Behave. Oh my.
Right, just quickly before I cast this back out there, I thought I'd show you what we've been catching on this afternoon. Looks pretty crude, but it does the job. That is a chicken heart, believe it or not. And then I've just got a little stopper on there, which is one of the little mainline quads. And then a massive hook, I'm not even sure what size that is. It must be 1 hour, I reckon. Ridiculously strong hook link, I'm not even sure. Hasn't got it on the label. And then 100-pound mainline braid. And like I say, it might seem a little bit over the top, but even the small ones in here pull like steam trains. Nothing short of that. So once we hook one of these Arapaimas, we need to know that we're geared up for the job. So yeah, smash this back out there. Fingers crossed, one's going to come along. Just watching them was impressive enough, to be honest. Just ridiculous. Look, there's another one there. Tail's just gone over. Monsters. Aiming for that black rock.
There's the spot.
That's on the money. A little bit softer, that one. Nice clay spot, I reckon. The edge. Wait. Wrestling a big old red tail, look at him. Woof, woof, woof. Well, had a bit of carnage this evening, had a few red tails, potentially lost an Arapaima, possibly, you never really know, do you? But yeah, something massive, managed to cut us off. But look at the patterns on that, incredible creatures, lovely markings. It's quite big as well, this one. Let's have a little guesstimation. That is a 30-pounder. Yeah, good 30-pounder. Right then, mate, back you go. And I think that might be the last one of the night, because it's pretty much 7 o'clock now. And that's end of play. And there you go, look at that dorsal. Going in there. Off you go. What a brilliant day at exotic fishing. Yeah. Sawadee Cup, we are back for another go, round 2 today. It's a lovely morning, we had a good night's sleep and we're ready to rock. I will say though, I have got a bad shoulder. This is something that's been playing up for about 2.5–3 weeks now, and yesterday it really got aggravated. So I think I've torn a muscle inside here, because I spent 15 hours last week in 5 separate sessions getting absolutely ironed out by a Thai massage healer, and yeah, chronic pain I had to go through. But I reckon I'm an inch taller and an inch wider since seeing her, so now I've just got to keep up the stretches and strengthen my back a little bit. But anyway, enough about that. We're here to catch some monster fish. Sun's just come up over the mountains there. It's about 20 to 8, so we've got 20 minutes before we can get the rods out. But yeah, we're pretty hopeful today. We felt like we learned quite a lot yesterday. So hopefully we can apply that to today and try and catch ourselves a monster Harry or a monster Siamese Carp. James has just gone round to order some breakfast, and Rambo's here mixing some mix up, ready to go. So let's do this. Carp on, carp on. And each carp on about it. Oi, 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 oi. Yeah! We got a carp! Yes!
Oh, that was hard work, that was.
Look at that! Now that is a big carp. Oh, he's big, isn't he? He's a big boy. Very strong, big boy.
Oh, look at his tap.
He's massive. I'm glad you got this one and not mine, because I won't be able to pick him up. So yeah, what is that? What are you saying? 35 to 40 kilos.
That's what he said.
Wow, yeah, boy.
That's what we come here for, isn't it? Yeah, mate.
It's all about.
That's a PB.
Mega.
Ready?
Yeah, mate. Have some of that. There we go, afternoon coffees delivered by bike by Pom Pom. And what was your name?
ตาตาค่ะ
Say it again.
ตาตา
Easy for you to say. Lata.
no no ตาตา
Tata.
T A T A
T-A-T-A. Ah, Tata. Well, after a bit of oxygen, this fella is more than feisty, and I've got a feeling we're going to struggle to have a picture of this one, but I'll try and give you a quick look.
It's another one with human teeth, bro.
Yeah, I'm on the teeth, yeah? Does not like being picked up. He's going to go, I'm sure of it. The upside down treatment, not the worth a go. Never try, never know. Come on then, mate. Quick little show off and we'll get you back. Oh, I'll tell you what, he's got a hell of a tail on him. I reckon he could give you a proper bitch slap.
I'm getting properly soaked.
So's that camera, isn't it? Oh, right, I think we're going to have to just get him back. There we go. Look at that. Well, once again, that rod was only out in the water about 5 minutes. James went round there to trickle a bit of bait in. I whacked it over there, and yeah, literally a few minutes later, it's off. Feel good, James?
They're very heavy, mate.
Very heavy. Yeehaw. I'll have some of that. You never know what you're going to get.
Going under the other rod.
Red tab? Oh. Still, when they pull like this, you can't help but enjoy it. Massive adrenaline buzz every time. Yeah, it's out. In the net. Back of the net.
No.
Oi, oi. Biggest one yet, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. I think so. It's the width for that head.
Well, witching hour has begun. Got something good on, no idea what it is. It's tearing off under them plants. I reckon it's, well, 30 yards underneath them now it must be, because all it's done is taken line and hooked it on the edge of them, so trying to keep the rod down. Whew. The old chicken heart doing the business again. I literally have not stopped this yet at all. What I've got to be careful of is not letting it go to the right there, because that's where them poles are, but so far it's just under the plants. Must be going into their water close to it. Could it be a last chance saloon, Harry? We can only hope. As you can hear, the crickets are kicking off in the background. Sounds probably not that great. I apologise for that, but we're in the moment. Oh, right, I think I've got him away from the plants at least. Whoa, big old bosh out there. Oh, it's that time of night where everything just comes alive. You don't start fishing till 8 o'clock here in the morning, but if you could start at 6, you'd definitely be catching a lot more. Oh, I'm sure the guides wouldn't be too happy to hear me say that. They work hard enough as it is. Long old days in this heat, even just, you know, doing this. Oh, but they're grafting all day long, doing their best to help people catch fish. I don't think it's an Harry. I think we've got another big red tail. They tend to go on a massive run, and then once you've got them caught, just seen another huge Arapaima come up out the back there. But yeah, the red tails go on a big run to start with, but once you start turning them and getting a bit on them, they just kind of come in like a big heavy weight. Yeah. Oh, it's an even bigger one. Oh, it's massive. Oh. Whoa! Yeah! But they've definitely got bigger as we've gone on, that's for sure. It's going to be another achy arm. Right, get the light on there. How many kilo, Rambo?
30.
30? I don't know, I'm saying 20. Still. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Very impressive things. Although they're the main ones you catch, you cannot be unhappy about catching such amazing creatures in incredible surroundings. Yeehaw. Well, I think we've got about half an hour left, so you never know, there is still time. This one just came after recasting. It's one thing we have found is that you do need to keep recasting, especially with the chicken hearts, because the small fish peck them off quite easily. Oh, and James is in. Right, back you go, mate. Oh, oh. Ah. What happened? Broken or? He's definitely ready to go back. Go on in, mate. Wow, once again the bait had literally just hit the water. I was just tightening up to it and off she went. And I could tell it wasn't a big one from the start, so yeah, got it in as quick as I could. We've got 10 minutes to go. Getting close now. Come on, mate, go and tell Harry we're looking for him. The big one, the biggest one in the lake. Come on. Go on then, mate, let you go. This could be the last fish of the trip, but hopefully not.
What happened, Joe?
Oh, I was just giving him a bit of free grab. Trying to film him. I'll tell you, he's done me on purpose. Absolutely sideswiped me and just absolutely drenched me. I've got all fresh clothes on and everything. I'm running out of fresh clothes.
We're supposed to be travelling in 5 minutes.
Absolutely done me.
That's hilarious.
After the fishing, we popped over to another one of the islands, which is famous in Thailand, called Koh Phangan. We went there literally for a weekend of partying. Went to a couple of really cool events that don't allow any kind of cameras or phones there. So yeah, unfortunately, can't show you any of that. But yeah, let's just say we had an amazing time, and I can highly recommend Eden and Bamboo Huts for anyone who goes to Koh Phangan. Down the old Thai petrol station. This is how we roll. Bit of motion lotion.
Take one of these back to Matt.
And then, yeah, from there we went to a national park. We've done a lot of socialising, and then headed off to one of my favourite islands on the planet, known as Gili Air. It's an absolutely stunning little place, built on tourism. It was only actually colonised 60 years ago, and then it sort of had tourism for about 30 years. So there's people there who've set up from all over the world, so whatever food you want you can find on this island. Loads of friendly people, no cars, no motorbikes, so yeah, a breath of fresh air, excuse the pun. But yeah, it's an island that is very close to my heart, and hopefully one day maybe it'll even be home for me.
Here we go. Let's go, let's go. Hey. Big mackerel, here we come. Yeah. We're gonna have a big one today, James.
We are, mate. A couple. I come from all the failed attempts.
Captain Jahadi. Staring in that squid. Hey! First drop on the bottom. Hey, come off. Hey, come off. Ah. Astaga. Hey! Ah, little one.
Yo. Bos ikan aku ikan tu.
Rồi, mấy chưa? Come on, big one.
Colourful.
Yeah, flip it off.
What do you think? Yeah, put it back. It's cute.
Well, we're back out on the ocean waves, trying to catch a bigger fish from the sea once again, and yeah, no joy so far, but at the moment we're waiting for the birds to give us a sign, because there's quite a lot of seagulls around here. They're like our CCTV in the sky, looking for the fish for us, and yeah, hopefully they're going to start diving on one particular patch, and then we'll shoot over there with a boat and try and catch whatever's hitting the smaller shoals of fish. But apparently you get GTs around here, and obviously the old wahoo, which are very similar to a king mackerel. So yeah, we'll keep trying. Right, today is the day. Conditions have been bang on lately. Someone caught 5 wahoo yesterday, up to good sizes. Can't remember how big, about 7 kilos or something like that. Yeah, we've got a full moon coming up tomorrow. Water apparently is bang on for it at the moment, because there's not too much stuff floating around. I managed to get myself a better plug, because the issues I was having before was the plugs weren't going deep enough. They were literally just sort of staying within 3 or 4 foot of the surface, whereas this one goes down to 7 meters, I think, and obviously it's a lot bigger as well. I've also got a red and white one.
couldn't get any brand new ones, so second hand it was. Hooks not the sharpest, but hopefully sharp enough. And also I'm going out with a local guy called Inca, he's from the island, and he's a local fisherman, so he knows the best spots. So yeah, I'm feeling confident that today is going to be the day that we catch ourselves a wahoo. A little bit worried about my shoulder, as I've had ongoing shoulder issues for like 2 months now, and just doesn't seem to be getting any better. And every time I do something that exerts it a little bit, then it gets worse. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried about how hard they might pull and if it's going to damage my shoulder again. So this might be a silly thing to be doing, but at the worst I can film Inca doing his thing, and hopefully we can get a nice wahoo on camera to show you. But yeah, I've only got like a week left now. It's been an amazing trip. I absolutely love this island, can't speak highly enough of it. Yeah, it's just a very nice chilled out life here. It's like a little bubble outside of the reality of real life. Nothing else that's going on in the world seems to matter when you're on this island. Yeah, obviously eating well, socialising all the time, and generally having a nice happy life. So yeah, with amazing views, as you can see. Lombok behind me there, Gili Meno and Gili Trawangan behind me there. But yeah, this is the magic island, Gili Air. Anyway, enough of me going on. I think Inca's coming in about 5-10 minutes, so we'll get out there and try and catch ourselves a big old whopper. And the taste of these fish is amazing, so yeah, they're definitely not going to be putting them back. We're going to have a nice feast tonight, hopefully. Let's do it. Right, we're on our way, heading out to the east side of the island. Apparently it's a hot spot at the moment, but all around this island there's like a shallow reef, like sort of 200 metres, maybe 250 metres in some places, which is literally like you could walk out to the edge of the reef, even in the highest of tides. So when it's low tide, you can't even get the boat out. So yeah, you have to go a little bit careful around these areas because of the rocks and what have you. But yeah, it's well shallow. Look at this, super clear as well.
A new place, a new home. For a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times.
Well, no fish yet, but loads of dolphins out here. I've never seen dolphins so close, and yeah, look at this. Epic show going on. Loads of them, look, wow. Unbelievable, look at that. So many I can't even count them. They go all the way from over there, right over there. Look, there's a huge one over there. Wow. Wow, amazing. That is amazing. Look at them, they're absolutely everywhere. Everywhere. They're all the way over, there must be hundreds. Wow, nothing short of epic that. There's literally hundreds of them around here. Nice. And see behind me there, that is called Mount Rinjani. mega volcano. Wow, look at them dolphins, unbelievable. But yeah, in that volcano there is a lake, and in that lake there are carp. Unfortunately it's closed at the moment because of the rainy season, but definitely going to come back and try and catch a carp from Rinjani. Wow, this, wow! How big!
Yeah, baby! Jump! Yeah, jump, baby! Wow, this is water, man.
This is unbelievable. Look at that.
Woohoo! Yeah, baby!
I'd like to know what they are.
So close. Yeah! Wow, this is beautiful.
Well, it doesn't matter when you're not catching fish when you get to see something like that. Mind blown. Incredible. Well, sadly the time has come to leave this beautiful island that I absolutely adore. Yeah, it's always a little bit sad leaving this place, but things to do, places to go, people to see and all of that. Looking forward to seeing family and friends, and yeah, getting back into gear with the old carp angle. So the boys have got the boat ready for me. Short trip over to Lombok, and then a flight to Jakarta to Turkey, Turkey to England. So yeah, a bit of a long one, but I needed to get the cheapest option because I've spent so much money since I've been out here. Funds are running low. Right, much love, Gilly. Yeah? One day this will be my home. I was leaving without me. Oh well, I'll stay here. Yeah? Bye-bye. See you next time, guys. Cheers, Sarah.
Well, they do say every day's a school day, and it is, because at the point where you think you know it all is a point where you know nothing at all. And I'm always learning. I do tutorials, and quite often I'll be on a tutorial with someone who's been fishing 2 or 3 years, and they'll show me something and I'll go, that's a bloody good idea. Because sometimes a fresh mind is better than an old mind, you know what I mean? So I never stop learning. And you can get caught up in things, you know what I mean? You can start using other rigs and things like that. And if something ain't working for you, always remember what did and revert back to it. So always have a reset. With me, it's blowback rigs and Ronnie rigs. Ronnie rigs I can't go wrong on. I can't go wrong on a blowback rig. So if I'm trying different things and things ain't working, revert to reset and start again.
More calamity of someone else rather than myself. Fishing with Lewis on Split Lake, we'd end up being on there because the car park lake was like busy on Friday night. So fished on the actual spit of the lake, along like peninsula, and I was on the end and he was in the next swim back. There's another guy fishing around the corner, and yeah, just like buzzers turned up really loud, getting loads of like liners all night long. And I was like going like, just asking him to turn them down a little bit, and I sort of stirred Lewis as I walked past. He was like, oh, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just going to have a word with him. Like, and as I come back, Lewis standing there having a piss against like the bushes, and he sort of like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, see you later sort of thing. Like, and as I've got back into my swim, I've had like an almighty splash, and I've like gone back down there just to see him bobbing up to the surface as he's gone head first into the lake in the darkness. So, it's like, oh, where are my glasses? Like, did not know where he was, and he was like literally convinced that as I walked past, I pushed him in. Like, I didn't, honestly. So yeah, I guess that's carp in Calamity.
Do you think he's like sleepwalking or something?
I have no idea what he was doing, but yeah, he definitely weren't sleep swimming, that's for sure.
Terry Glebioska, some of you might know, some of you will not. He's passed now, he passed a few years ago, but he was one of the most stitch-up merchants I've ever known, mate. If he could get one over on you, he would. Anyway, I was fishing Stansted Abbots with this 40 that was in there, and he heard I was fishing there, so he come along. And another old friend of mine, he's still around today, well, Alf Angus. He fished red mire many, many years ago, good angler. Alf Angus is was a baker. So he would leave real early in the morning in the dark and come back in the dark. Well, when we realised, you know, when you get your 4 cans of beer, you get them little 4 strips, don't you pull off. When we realised, when we went to see him one day, we said, what's all these ring tops doing in there? All these tops doing in the trees. That's how I can find my way back onto the island. Oh, all right then. So when he went that night, me and Terry Glebioska decided we'd go and stitch him up. And so on the way round, I found a dead crayfish. So I thought, right, I know where that's going. So we got round to his swim. We put all his hooks in the different eyes and the different rods, and we changed all his spools over onto the different rods. Left the rods sitting where they were, but just changed the spools and the rigs, right? I put the crayfish into one of his slippers, and then on the way back we took the things down. So it was about 5 o'clock in the morning, like not even light yet. And me and Terry Glebioska, we was snoring our heads off, we was fishing next to each other. And all of a sudden you could hear Alf ranting and raving and, yo, I'm going to kill you when I catch you, I'm going to... And then you could hear, I mean, it was really funny for us. But Alf didn't speak to us for about 3 weeks. He wouldn't speak to us away. I've been in contact recently with Alf since I've been back fishing. And I've been in touch with him at least 3 times, and it still tells me about, I remember when you stitched me up. Any ones like that? No, I can't think of any others that have been that naughty, if you like. I mean, I've stitched a few bailiffs up by using 4 rods when they think I'm only using 2. I mean, Rod Hutchinson and myself, we were good sniders. And I remember one particular occasion, I'm using 3 rods, I've got 2 in the rest. Keith Sullivan is fishing next to me. And whoever you are coming to my swim, you can be a bailiff, you can be the law, you can be anybody. I'll always offer you a cup of tea. And anyway, this bailiff's going, oh, cup of tea, pal? Yeah. And I got my 3rd rod in a rod oodle. It's broke in half. And it was a Nashi rod oodle at the time, and it had a real serious zip. So you know them things you put on your car doors, them little plastic strips that you put on the side of your car doors. I had them running through the zips, so the line was running over a smooth surface. Anyway, made a cup of tea, drunk that, and he's walked off. He ain't got no more than 10 yards. And the rod was going like that, flapping about. I thought, oh, Keith, reel one of these rods in. Anyway, I'm putting the rod together. I've struck the fish, I've got the fish on, and I'm looking for the bait. Get that rod in, Keith. Anyway, he's got the rod in, and then I relaxed and so I played the fish. It was 24 pounds. Sorry about that, bailiff.
I won't lie to you, this weather is a bit of a shock to the system for me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully you might be inspired to go and check out Asia yourself. You know, it is cheap out there. The cost of living is cheap. I was paying sort of £10 a night for a room. The food is super cheap if you want it to be. Obviously there are more expensive options, and you know, if you don't drink alcohol or you drink very little like myself, then you're not spending much money on that as well. It can be done cheaply. You know, and I know there's a lot of people out there, I can't do it because of this reason, I couldn't do it for that reason. What amazed me was how many people out there had young children. You know, there's a lot of people going to Gilead these days with babies. In fact, there was one couple who had a 1-year-old baby, and whilst they were there, the woman gave birth to another baby on the island. Pretty amazing. But yeah, so it is something that can be affordable. You know, for what most people would spend in like a week in Ibiza, you could have a month in Asia, literally. So yeah, I highly recommend checking out at some point in your life. Life is too short, and you know, there's a big wide world out there. The English winters are cold, long and pretty miserable, so if you can break them up with a holiday, I highly recommend you do. Right, as I say, that's about it for this month, but before I go, massive thanks once again to all of those of you who contribute towards the channel. No matter how small or how big it is hugely appreciated. And on that note, actually, got a couple of prizes for contributions for this month. Been sent this mega set, which is a spoon, a knife and a fork, which has been hand engraved, and he has done a really good job on this. VC Carp Art. They've got a page on Instagram and Facebook, but yeah, he's definitely an artist. Really smartly done by hand. Well worth checking out. Really cool these are. So yeah, that's one of the prizes. And then the other one, I've still got some of these Jag Safeliner Mark II bobbins, which are limited edition. This green colour, there's only ever 100 of those made. So yeah, 3 sets of these to give away as well. I appreciate they're not the biggest of prizes, but it's just a little way of me being able to thank you guys who do contribute. Right then, have a great month, and I'll see you in 4 weeks' time.